Hi YouTube, it's Brittany here, and today is July 1st. I am out in the garden. It's a Sunday morning. It's 9 o'clock and I'm just getting some gardening work done. And I realized it's been a while since my last garden tour, so I wanted to show you guys around and show you how the garden is doing, and then talk to you about some problems I'm having in the garden, just because I want this to actually be a real representation of what's happening in my garden. So let's walk around and I'll show you what I mean by problems. Okay, we'll start here on the front porch, which actually looks really nice. I got all of my supplies organized. Happy about this. I have a couple of tomatoes and most of my transplants are actually in the ground. I have some red vein sorrel here that I'll have available once it's a little bit bigger. My aloe plants I repotted up last weekend. Okay, let's move into the small garden. The cover crop is still doing nice. I have some nice lettuce plants. And I pulled a lot of it in here already, but I'm having such issues with Bermuda grass. I knew this was going to happen. This happens every time I start a new garden that was on lawn. So it's to be expected, but it's just frustrating. It's hard because, I work full-time at a farm and I have such a long commute. So it's like I don't have enough time to manage all of this. But that's okay. That's my complaint. But my plants are coming in okay. The kale was looking way better last week. Now it's starting to get some serious caterpillar damage. Here's the broccoli. I have lots of lettuce going to seed that I'll be saving the seed of because I'm starting a little seed company of locally grown seeds that I grow here in my garden for people in the area. This is basically it. The basil is coming in really strong. I harvested at least 10 pounds. The purple basil, the sweet Genovese basil. Then I have Tulsi or holy basil. Oh no, this is the Thai basil. The holy basil's right here. I already dehydrated up some of the holy basil for tea. I have some really nice volunteer tomatoes all around the garden. So I'm happy about that because the ones I grew from seed didn't do so hot this year. Okay, so here's the little garden. Let's go over to the hugelkultur mound now. Okay, here it is. It's just loaded with squash. I think that one's a spaghetti squash down in there. You can see we have acorn squash everywhere. There's a tomato plant right there. Some lamb's quarters. We also planted potatoes in here. Let me show you some more. The acorn squash. There used to be a walkway through the middle of it, but now it's just totally overrun by squash, which we'll be excited about when we have endless amounts of squash to eat. So I think that one's the one that's furthest along. But yeah, it's just awesome. We haven't watered this once. The Perennial Bed just acts like a sponge, and all we have to do is sit back and just wait for the plants to be ready. So that's definitely a success and very low maintenance. So I really like this because I don't have to do anything. Alright, so here's where we had the recent truckload of wood chips dropped off. And we spread it all under here, and Bermuda was coming up like it is everywhere. So I just threw a tarp down over this section. I think I just need to get more tarps because I don't have time to pull all of the Bermuda. Okay, anyways, here is my next little garden bed. I have some dill going to seed. Lots of different lettuces going to seed. I recently got a horseradish plant, so I'm really excited about that. We have a couple of pepper plants here. I don't think any. We already harvested a few peppers off them. And then the Jerusalem artichokes, all the taller plants, are going very, very well. You can see in here there's like tons of Bermuda as well. Okay, so there's that bed. Now let's look over. Here's the big garden. This bush finally started flowering. I don't know what it is, but all sorts of critters are really enjoying the flowers. Oh, my little catnip plant is flowering. It has really pretty flowers. Let me get out of the light. Those are lovely. And my little tire flower garden is going, well, this dianthus won't quit. These should open soon. We planted some more bulbs that we got from Lowe's for like $1. So I have some new stuff in all of these empty tires. We got some marigolds, iris, and then the sunflowers are gonna open little flowers soon. And here's this view of the garden. Oh, and then yesterday, our rainwater tank, I think, was harboring mosquito larvae. So we went through and drained it and sprayed it out and cleaned it, and put new insect netting over the top. So we shouldn't have as many mosquito problems as we were, hopefully. Okay, now let's move into the big garden. So this is like a little sort of herb perennial bed. So I have cress, red vein sorrel, green sorrel. I love this plant a lot. It's like very lemony tasting. It's perennial. And I have some parsley. A really nice volunteer tomato. I need to plant some more stuff in here. Okay. More lettuce going to seed. I planted these strawberries here last weekend. So officially all my strawberries are in the ground now. Oh, and here in the front, I got, what's it called? A citronella plant. Excited for this. And I have a couple different catnips. And one here, the old lavender plant. This catnip. Next to it, an elephant ear. The roses. Here is my oh, finally. I haven't seen the purslane flowers yet. Those are so tiny. No wonder I haven't noticed them. Oh, here's a better shot. Purslane. I have this like giant patch of purslane, which, since my channel name is Purslane Gardens, you can imagine that I consider this a victory. This is one weed I'm happy to have around. You can see I have a couple carrots down there that we need to harvest soon. And then back here we have the sedum. It's going to flower soon. A sage. Bee balm from my friend Ashley. This is all just like carrots and radish that's going to seed. From lavender. A nice hyssop, which also has just very beautiful flowers. Get the camera to focus. All sorts of little insects enjoying the flowers. And then here is a pineapple sage plant that's going bananas. Okay, the rest of the big garden. This all right here is like a big planting of parsley. More carrots. This is the potatoes. All right there. And here, a volunteer tomato. Kale that's getting ate up. Some of the carrots have opened flowers, which is really exciting because I've never saved carrot seed before. So I can't wait to see how this goes. And I have some monster chard plants that are super happy. We have lots of cilantro, coriander, more basil. I have basil planted everywhere around the garden. Beets. Basil is a crop I grow really well. I'm working on getting the last of my little transplants in the ground, my little tomatoes. Here's one that Richard planted a couple weeks ago. Then under here, you can see this is where the arugula seed is. And it's just like a carpet of arugula, which is awesome. Low maintenance gardening. Then here's the other big problem child I have in the garden is crabgrass. Like huge things. That's really going to be my task today, to remove all of the crabgrass because it's starting to get so large that it's becoming impossible. I have more arugula that's flowering. I've been eating those flowers. And here is the bean planting. So I have quite a few different varieties. This one's Dwarf Taylor. You can see it's starting to put on little beans. This one's a lima that hasn't started to open flowers yet. Then we have Whipple. This is a dry bean. It's setting beans, yay. And I actually need to go through and plant some more beans. But yeah, these guys are doing well. Contender, as with last year, is definitely the most productive so far. Ooh, there's so many bees in here. Here's that flower bush I was talking about. I don't know what it is, but it's gorgeous. Here's more tulsi, Thai basil. Alright. So this is the bulk of the big garden. I will get through it. I just need to really hunker down today and weed literally all day. Maybe I can get ahead of this thing again. But anytime I feel down and it's impossible for me to do this, I just look around and see all of the butterflies and bugs and insects that are just so happy to have this garden here. And it reminds me why I'm doing this. It's not just for me, it's for the entire ecosystem that I'm creating here. And here's my huge red vein sorrel planting. And with this crop, you really just want to eat the really young, tender leaves. And it's lemony tasting. But honestly, I think I like the green sorrel better. Yeah, that's kind of bitter. Alright, so we have goji. This. We actually got a few berries from this. They're dried up now. But they were very tasty. This one's sprawling. I need to get these guys some trellises, honestly. Add that to the list. The loganberry is really taking off here. There we go. And then all of the figs pretty much emerged. They're growing slow, but I think they're just really focusing on their roots. This blueberry plant's hanging on, but hardly. This one did not make it. This one also didn't make it, so we replaced it with a new fig tree. This is a brown turkey fig. We have the other blueberries that are doing much better. And there's actually a volunteer tomato in there with it that I'm going to let go because I love tomatoes. The pink lemonade blueberries are very happy. Right now here's kind of the side perennial. This is all the mugwort that was already here. So I'm excited to dry here soon. And let's see, I'll show you all the fig plants. So that one's just starting to take off. Here is the first one to emerge, and you can see it's definitely doing the best. Strawberry bed. They've put out so many little runners and babies. This entire bed is just going to be loaded with strawberries. Hopefully in the fall. These are ever-bearing strawberry. Here's the biggest of the volunteer tomatoes. It actually has some tomatoes on it. Yay! Here's another volunteer tomato. I guess this is the only fig that we have that has not come up yet. Still have faith. Here is chia. Finally started to come up. Here's the still unfinished greenhouse. Now we have hose so we can water without the rainwater tanks, which is nice. Finally broke down and got a weed whacker. So that's one of Richard's things he does, is weed whack, which is nice. We can walk around and not get totally covered in ticks, which has been our big problem. And I threw some tarps down in the greenhouse. See, that's where it still needs to be attached. Just hoping to start to suppress the weeds in here. And then on this back rainwater tank, we just went down to 1. And where we have it now, where it's just going to constantly drain out, mainly so we don't have to redo the gutter. But yeah, we decided like rainwater tanks, because you don't have the pressure, it's harder and more time consuming to water with them. So I just had to nix that for now, but we still have them in case there's ever an emergency. We could reset them up and then have water, because our well needs electricity to pump it, so we would have backup water system. And then here's the rest of the plants I still haven't gotten in the ground. Mostly just mints and wild strawberries, and I don't know what this is. This is like, I don't know if it's a volunteer or what, but it's very pretty. Okay, well, I think that pretty much sums it up. Maybe I could show you our peach tree. That would be the last thing. See how many ticks I get on me while I walk through this. Okay, here is one of the peach trees that was already here. And the fruit is starting to get a little bit softer. I don't know when they'll be ripe, but I look forward to it. Can't wait. And then there's a smaller one back there as well. Okay, so that wraps up today's garden tour. And I hope this video isn't discouraging. That wasn't my goal, but just showing you it is a lot of work to maintain a garden of my size, especially in its first year. And that I haven't quite figured it out. I haven't found a way to manage it properly. So we'll see what happens. I'll give you guys an update in a couple weeks. Maybe then my garden will be weed free and I'll have more stuff planted, or I've figured something out. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that your garden season is going well and that you get outside and grow something.